I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's really just action. So why don't we just go ahead and get right into it? Welcome to the Just Action Podcast, where all we do is take action. I am the one, the only AJ Holiday, also known as your boy, also known as Holiday Season, and I know that you're here for a reason. So let's not waste your time. Pillar 2. Yes. Pillar 2. Clarity through action. Last week we went over, I'm saying last week like it was forever ago. Last episode we went over Pillar 1. Faith in the journey. Why you need to have faith in the journey if you ever want to get to the destination. If you want to check that out, it's episode 36. This is episode 37. You got to do is go back one. But today we're talking about clarity through action. The steps and the orders of how we're going to do these podcasts, at least the pillars, just so you can have a sense of how this is going to go. We're going to talk about what is the pillar, what is faith in the journey, what is clarity through action, what is sacred systems or disciplines, what is it? We're going to talk about why it's important. Why do we need clarity through action? Why do we need to have service to others? Why do we need them? And I'm always going to try and leave you with how to implement these things. Not only do you need to know what it is that we're talking about, why we're doing it, but how. How do we do the things? How do you do a clarity through action? How do you implement faith in the journey? So you're going to get the what, you're going to get the why, you're going to get the how. That is going to be the order of operations for at least the 5 pillars. Once we start getting into some other stuff, might be a little different. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't got it all worked out in the books, but you can guarantee your bottom dollar for at least these 5 episodes. You're gonna get this right here. So if you're a note taker, now you kind of understand where we're going, how we're going to get there, so you can start writing them down, whatever that case may be. So, like I said, I might have wasted a little bit of your time, but hopefully that was just some insight, so that way you kind of know what's what going into this thing. Okay. Let's lock in. Clarity through action. What is clarity through action? You're going to have the ability to understand that more thinking doesn't give you the answer. More action will give you the answer. And I think that is something that is so imperative, because even with me doing this podcast right here, it took me probably longer than I would want it to for me to actually say, you know what, let's press record, let's actually do the thing. And not saying that it's going to be this way all the time, but more times than not, you're going to have a little obstacle in the way of going through with what you said you was going to do long before you said you was going to do it, right? There's always going to be a little resistance of, do I really need to do this right now? Can I hit the snooze button? Can I wait till tomorrow? Can I do it then? No. The answer is no. Because then you're just going to overthink yourself, I should say, into never doing it. The clarity that you're searching for is not in the preparation of the overthinking. The clarity that you are truly searching for, that's going to get you the results that you desire, the thing that you keep saying, this is for me, I'm going to do it, and it's going to flow all the abundance, is through the action. The moment you start taking action, however much action you take, the moment you start doing it is the moment you start seeing a little bit of the road, a little bit of the path. It's like walking in the dark. We're in this crib, right? And man, it be dark. I tell you what, like when the lights on, it's good. I can see everything. Be downstairs watching TV or whatever. As soon as them lights go off, I cannot see a thing. What do I put on? You guessed it, a flashlight. Now, can I see super far with this flashlight? No, I can't. I can't see all the way down, but what I can see is the next step. And where am I getting with this, AJ? When you put the flashlight on, when you start trying to get a little bit of clarity, you're going to see the next step that you have to take. You're going to be able to see what it is you need to do right now. Now, are you going to be able to see what you need to do next quarter? Are you going to be able to see what you need to do next year? At the beginning? No. Because guess what? That's too far beyond your understanding right now. That's too far ahead of what you know you're capable of doing right now. But the moment you start saying, I'm going to take a little bit of action, I'm going to take a step, guess what? The next step. Now I can see what my left foot should do. I put the right one out. Now I can see what the left one can do. Next thing you know, I'm walking. Next thing you know, it gets a little comfortable where I can start running. Could have said jog though, slow walk this dog. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. The moment you start taking action, whether that be a crawl, whether that be hey, I'm just going to make a post just to say I'm online, whether that's I'm going to get in the gym just to say I'm in the gym, whatever the action is, the moment you start taking the first step, you will then be able to see the next step. And so on and so forth. So as many small steps as you can take, they start getting bigger the moment you start compounding the action. If you go back to episode 36, Faith in the Journey, there's a thing called compound interest. The more you start doing it, guess what happens? It builds upon itself. Next thing you know, that step that you was taking at the beginning is now a leap and a bound X date later. 2 months later. 3 years later. It becomes something that you couldn't even fathom because you had to start with one small step for mankind. You feel me? That's the what. Why do we need clarity through action? What is the purpose behind this? Why do I need to say, you know what? I'm done overthinking. Why do I just need to take the action now? Perfectionism. Trying to become perfect will get you nowhere in this real world. In your head, you got it all mapped out. You know from A to Z what's going to happen. You know once I do this, I go all the way through to this, and next thing you know, boom, I'm a millionaire. Guess what? That's not how it works in real life. Oh, squeeze me. That's not how this thing goes. You're going to have a bump in the road, whether that's at point A, point J, point Q. There's going to come a time where there is going to be something that is unexpected. And guess what? Through action, you figure it out. But if you let the first obstacle stop you, how will you ever get to the last one? How will you ever get to say, yo, I got 50,000 followers. If you don't go over the first obstacle, how do I get out of 200 view jail so I can have 3,000? How you going to get the big guns for the summer if in the winter you're not even lifting? You're not trying to compound the growth. You have to win where you're at. I think I heard that from Dame Lillard. Yo, if you a winner, the success that you're looking for is going to find you. If you just start saying, hey, I'm going to win at getting up at 5 a.m. I don't know what the outcome is going to be because of it, but that's my win. And you start doing that consistently day in and day out, guess what happens? You start finding you don't even find the success. The success finds you. The success starts coming around and saying, yo, I see you getting up in the morning. I see you reading 10 pages a day. It might not sound like a lot. Boy, what? It might not sound like nothing crazy to start off. 10 pages. There was something I looked up. 10 pages a day is 15 books in a year. You have to find a way to keep it simple, stupid. Word to Mr. Pugh, college professor, had us read a book. Keep it simple, stupid. If you could find a way for the simple things to do in life, not the extravagant, not the ones where you stepping out and you saying, oh man, I'm doing the biggest thing on earth right now. I'm doing this big mafia-thon. It don't start with that. It start with you saying, I'm going to get up and I'm going to post this episode 32. I'm going to post episode 4. Next thing you know, I'm going to get up. Whatever the schedule I got for me is, I'm going to get up and post episode 5. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And next thing you know, then you get to the action that you so desire in your thoughts. But it starts with the small things. You overlooking the small things. Everything that's big was once small. That little seed, that little mustard seed, big tree. Everybody see the tree. Oh my God, look at this tree. It's huge. Nobody see it when it's small, and you have to be okay with that. Not a lot of people are going to see you when you starting out. When you trying to work this thing out, figure out the action of the day, just putting it together, being consistent. Not many people are going to see you, but you know what? It's better that way. Because would you rather have people see you when you down or people see you when you up? Would you rather have people see you when you got this thing together? Or would you rather people see you when you don't even know what it is that you're trying to portray? What it is you're trying to do? Who it is you're trying to be? You don't even know. You just throwing paint at the wall. And that is the beauty of that time alone. Be cool with nobody seeing the progression. Be okay with nobody seeing you in the dark. Because when it comes to light, now you have a product that you're comfortable with showing. Now you have something that you're proud to say, like, okay, I worked for this. This ain't no longer no gimmick. This ain't nothing that was luck. This is a system that I put into place by taking action. I didn't think this thing over and over and over again. No, I worked at it. I tried, I failed, I got up, I did it again. I tried something else. Oh man, I tripped a little bit, but guess what? I got up and I did it again. And now I know this thing is bulletproof because I don't fail so many times. I don't heard the no so many times that when I got the yes, that's all I needed. Now my foot in the door. I found out that the clarity came through the action. You can't think no longer. All the thinking you're doing is just going to delay the time that it is for you to do it. Stop overthinking. Perfectionism, out the door. We got to let it go. 2026, there's no more time for that. At that big year of 2026, you still overthinking? Come on now. There ain't no time for that. We got things to do. We got people to be. Find a way to get clear and take action on it. That's your why. Now, how do we implement this? We've talked about what clarity through action is. We talked about why we need to be clear and take action. How? How do I get clear? How do I take the action? Because, AJ, I'm telling you what, the overthinking in my head got my blood pressure rolling. I don't even know if I could, like, the thought of me doing the thing has me panicking. Chill. Take it easy. I'm going to help you. There's 3 things that you can do today. 3 thoughts, 3 concepts. What we like to call a paradigm shift of how you can start implementing clarity through action today. Number 1, have no expectation of this thing. Don't think of what it could be. Don't think of what the result is. Just do it. It's just action. At the end of the day gonna end. And when the day ends, it's just action. Find a way to move around the result. Just look at the process. ADJ, always defer to the journey. Find a way to say, you know what? The outcome don't matter. Because if I ain't doing the process correct, the outcome I'm looking for is not even going to come regardless. So why am I worried about a result that I don't even understand the process? Have no expectation of what you get out of this thing. Have no expectation of what could be if you do the thing right. Because guess what? That overthinking is going to mess you up. You're not going to do it right. You start, prime example, I started doing videos and then, boom, I get into the creator program, TikTok creator program. Because now I had 2 videos blow up, do 2 million each, 2 million views each, 2 videos in 2 weeks. That end of July, end of June, end of January. Good God. Clip gone. Because I don't even know what month it was. End of January. 2 videos, 2 million apiece. Guess what I tried to do February? I tried to replicate that. Instead of just sticking to the process, I started chasing the result. The result don't bring the process, but the process will bring the result every single time. But you have to have a mindset that says, you know what? I'm not worried about the result. I'm not worried about what comes with this thing. If I do the thing right over and over again, guess what? I'm a walking bank. I'm a walking stream of abundance. Because as the success finds you, you're not looking for success. You're just trying to implement the principles of what success brings. If I start just being successful and I'm just a successful person, guess what comes to me? Everything that comes with success. Okay? I'm not gonna keep hitting the nail on the head. You got it. Have no expectation. Number 2, do 1%. Once you get out the window that I'm not looking for a result, I'm not looking for what this brings, the result doesn't bother me. I'm here for the process. Now I lock in on 1%. We're not going 0 to 100. We're going 0 to 1. And I want you to master the 1%. That fundamental, if we're talking basketball, you got to work on the right hand. If you're right-handed, you got to have the right hand layup. Boom. I mean, like day in, day out, it's got to be to the point where you could do it with your eyes closed. If you're going to start making content, it has to become a point where if I'm doing 30-second videos, I'm crushing a 30-second video because I know how to do the hook. I know how to keep you engaged in the middle, and I have something to say at the end that's going to keep you coming back to at least not only the next video, but the video after that. You have to have something that's repeatable. And you're not going to repeat something going 0 to 100 because there's too many numbers in between for you to memorize the aspects of how to do each number. So what we do 1%. We get to 1, we understand our right hand. Layup, boom, got it. Now, don't even go to the left. Now I go right hand floater. I went underhand, now I need to go overhand, 2%. Then I go, you get to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10%. Now I can include the left hand a little bit. I can go left hand layup. Now I can go left hand overhand. This all at the rim. We still under 25%. Just getting buckets at the rim. It ain't till about 40%, 50% where I can actually say I'm outside the paint now. You don't even get to the 3-point till you about 80%. Imagine if you mastered your craft to where at 80%, now you got to worry about the 3. Bro, you're unguardable. Imagine if you was doing content and your hook was so good that it didn't even matter what you said for the next 30 seconds to a minute. They hooked on the 10 and they just want to hear what the end got to be. Bro, you're a walking stream of abundance. But that don't come from you just saying, oh, I started here and I see the end result and I'm just going to be the end result. No, you have to have each part of the game. Master each part of the game. So when you get to the end, bro, even if I'm working on this piece right here at the very end, I got so much other stuff that I can do in between while I work on this that it don't really matter. Do 1%. Find a way to do 1% every day. And the third percent, not the third percent, see, I'm talking percentages. And number 3 on clarity through action is find a way to do it daily. Doing it every so often, doing it once in a blue moon. It's cool to say that you did it. You might understand it. But we're not here to just understand. We're here to master. We're here to do it at a level that not many can. And that's a tall feat. That ain't something that everybody is willing and able to say, you know what, I'm going to set aside the time to do that. But guess what? The results ain't either. Not everybody going to have everything that you have. Not everybody going to be able to do the things that you do so effortlessly at that. You're going to have people asking, bro, how you got something to say every single day? They didn't see it when 5 years ago I was practicing the craft. They didn't see when I was in the gym reading over and over and over. They didn't see the work. So now when it's time to wrap this thing all back together, when it's time to get to the main stage and everybody starts to see you, you are a well-oiled machine. You are able to now present something that people will enjoy. Why? Because you did it every single day. You didn't get up one day and say, I'm going to do it, and then get up the next week and say, not this time, and then wait another 3 months and then say, this ain't it. No, you did it every single day. You sacrificed for that. You paid the price. Even when you didn't feel like doing it, even when it was, man, this ain't really it. This ain't for me. I don't think I could do this anymore. But guess what? You got up and did it anyways. That's the price you have to pay for success. Success comes with a price. Everything comes with a price. My mom told me all the time, every action has a consequence, good or bad. You choose what the consequence is going to be. So find a way to wrap up 2025, to take some clarity, to take some action, to find a way to say, you know what? I'm not going to overthink for these next 3 months. I'm going to find a way to lock in. I'm going to find a way to do 1%. I'm not going to have an expectation of what the result should be. And I'm just going to do it daily. I'm just going to see what this turns out to be. If it don't work out, guess what? The time was going to pass anyways. You might as well find a way to try and improve, try and be better. Pillar 2, clarity through action. Hopefully there was something in there. You know, I don't be having much to say. But yeah, man. Pillar 2, clarity through action. So now we've gone over 2 pillars. Remember, this is just action, this whole movement of, we're getting out of here. We're putting it into here. There's 5 pillars that will help you do these things day in and day out. You have to have faith in the journey. You have to believe that, the thing I'm doing every single day is going to get me somewhere. I don't know where, but it's going to get me somewhere better than where I am right now. You have to have faith in the journey. First pillar. You have to start getting some clarity through action. You're not going to get clarity through thinking and overthinking. That's not going to happen. You will get the clarity by doing something every single day, by trying to improve every single day, by doing 1% every single day, by having no expectation of what should come your way. That's a whole nother topic. Expectations. Expectations of what? You woke up. I digress. I was about to say tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow. Next episode, we're going over pillar 3. If these two intrigued you, I promise you, 3, 4, 5, you're in for a treat. I don't know if that was a bar. Is that a bar? Anyways, let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you listening. If you're listening through the visual, the audios, I appreciate you. If you're watching this through a visual and you seeing me, hopefully you see a little bit of growth. We were in a car giving 30-second quotes. Started giving minute quotes. Now we back to the podcast. I'm trying to show you through the action what could be. Now, is this the final form? God willing, no. Hopefully I put something back here that's kind of cool. I can get a nice little backdrop. Hopefully I get back to the actual recordings that I was doing and get my camera, not doing it on the phone. But I'm showing you, you don't need all that. You got a microphone? You don't even need that for real. I'm going off my phone. I'm going off of the things that I have. And I'm going to try and make it happen. And hopefully, me doing that gives you the blueprint. And then me telling you in between is kind of, added benefit. But, all right, I'm rambling. Let me get out of here, man. Remember, next episode, Pillar 3, if you haven't seen the previous episode 36, Faith in the Journey, Pillar 1, go check that out before we get to the next one. You got a little bit of time because we only dropping 2 a week. There goes my time. Timer tell me I need to get out of here. So I'll leave it at that. It was great to see y'all. I'm messing up my whole slogan. It's good to see you. Good to be seen. All right.